Okay, hi everyone. My name is Nicole Stephenson. I'm the director of the Society of Professional Women with the Mainline Chamber of Commerce, and this is our first Facebook Live. So we're really excited, and we are doing so because we have an exciting lunch and share conversation coming up with Barbara Eiser, who is sitting here with me, and she is the president of Leading Impact. And our upcoming lunch and share on January 29th is going to be about executive presence and powering your promotional potential. So Barbara and I thought it would be a great idea to give some insight into what our attendees will learn. So Barbara, thank you for being here with us today.
My pleasure, Nicole.
Good. So Barbara is an executive coach. She has done team building, right, and leadership retreats, and is a highly sought after facilitator in those topics. And so she had come to me about a year ago, and we just brainstormed some things that we could do that would be exciting for our members this year, and we came up with this topic. So Barbara, if you wouldn't mind sharing, what exactly is executive presence?
So, first of all, it's great to be here, and I'm very excited about January 29th. Executive presence is what some people would like to call a mystique, the secret sauce of what you need to get a promotion. And I've also heard it called the it factor. Well, executive presence is in fact necessary in many, many cases to get that next promotion. But what it is, there's nothing mysterious about it. And what we're going to do in the workshop is actually pull back that curtain of mystique and say, here are the set of skills that all encompass executive presence. And they revolve around communication, competence, and confidence.
So the 3 C's.
Yes.
Awesome. Why is executive presence important to have?
Well, what I found, I've been an executive coach now, coaching high potentials for around 20 years. And it's been in all industries and literally all levels of leadership, from director on up to C-suite. And what I've noticed in the past 2 to 3 years is that more and more of these high potentials are being asked to increase assessments in interviews that I do with the bosses or the bosses' bosses of these leaders. And in addition to that, there have been surveys that indicate the same thing. So, for example, there's an organization called the Center of Talent Innovation. They had done a survey recently, and what they found by talking with, I believe it was over 200 senior executives, 26% of them said that executive presence is necessary in order to move up to the next level. And Nicole, think about it, and I'd like all of you who are watching this to think about it too. How many people have you known who are absolutely superb at what they do? They might be the best worker with the best results on a team, but they lose out promotions to someone else who is certainly good at what they do, not as good though, but they have this, what people call gravitas, or an authority about them.
Right.
So that's part of what executive presence is, and part of what we're going to be working on in this seminar.
And I think that goes right back into what you mentioned before about the skills that you have and how to communicate those skills to make sure people know that you have them. So that's important. So how can you learn executive presence?
Well, I see it as a 3-step process. So the first step is you have to know what are the key elements of executive presence. How can you work on something if you don't really know what it is?
Right.
Second is assessing how good are your skills in each of those areas. And there are several ways to do that. Part of it is self-assessment, and we're actually going to do a mini assessment in the seminar.
Perfect.
And then it's in finding out what are the areas that you need to further work on, practice.
That's good advice. So why come to our seminar on January 29th?
For several reasons. First one is that people who come are going to learn what are the key elements of executive presence. And so it's going to be very much a knowledge-based seminar. Second is we are going to do this mini assessment. And finally, we are going to be providing a more detailed handout, a checklist, if you will, for people to take with them so that they can delve into executive presence more on their own after the seminar.
Awesome. Well, did you have anything else that you wanted to add?
Just that I'm very excited about this. It's going to be an extremely interactive seminar. I am not going to stand and talk at people. That would not be a very executive presence kind of thing to do.
Good.
And I really love the idea. People are going to find out that it isn't some magical thing that either you're born with or you're not. Absolutely not.
Yes, it's definitely attainable. Just so you know, we are limited in our lunch and share conversations to 75 to 90 attendees, and we're already at 50, and we just started promoting last week. So hopefully after this Facebook Live, we'll fill up, and we're looking forward to it. You can go to spwmainline.com to register for this event, and we're looking forward to seeing you all. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and thank you, Barbara, for being here.
Oh, thank you, Nicole.